We'll call to order the Gladstone City Commission special meeting of May 28th, 2024. Invocation by Commissioner. First up, we have a public hearing on Special Assessment District number 2024-324 and resolution number 2024-03-02, which is Act 33, Police and Fire. On the back of your agenda are the commission rules.
It's the ad valorem property tax report, which shows every township, village, city in the state of Michigan and what their millage rates are. And so we went into that. I check it out every year. And I took all the UP communities out, which is the next slide, and you can see I put the UP cities and I sorted them by total millage, and you can see we're in the bottom half anyway. The average city millage is about 19.2. And we're at about 15.5, and average total millage is 44, and we're at 42. Then I took next slide. I took the UP communities and I sorted them by city millage, and as you can see, we're in the lowest three in the UP are 15.48. That rate has been pretty much the same since 1969, and we've always been proud of that.
This fiscal year to have the seals replaced and everything. So eventually we're going to have to get rid of that truck. And again, I'm trying to put money away, so that's where your some of your special assessment fees will go, is into a fund to buy a future fire truck. Fire truck costs. Again, we're not looking to purchase that fire truck right now. I think that was kind of the misinformation, is that we want to buy a truck tomorrow. That is not true, okay? We just want to put the money away. You can see some of the current prices here, the quotes that we got, and these are for basic pumpers. This isn't spec'd out. The last truck we had, Scott is here, they formed a committee and they sat down and they spec'd it out. And what I said is they built it what they wanted from the tires all the way up, okay? So what you're seeing here is the prices are ballpark quotes on just a basic pumper. You go to a lot, just like any car dealer, and you buy a pumper off the lot. 590,000, 464,000, 465 are three quotes. Again, that's just a basic pumper. That may not fit the specs that we're looking for. Some of it may. So that just gives you a ballpark figure of what we're looking for in the future. And again, that's today's price. That's not 4, 5, 6 years from now when we're actually going to look to buy a truck. I don't know what the prices will be then, but that can tell you what the prices are right now. Turnout gear. So every firefighter wears turnout gear. When I took over in 2017, we were in desperate need for turnout gear because our gear some of it was expired. So we set out an initiative to buy all new turnout gear because NFPA 1851 says that we have to buy new fire gear, not only for public safety officers, but for volunteers. We have to replace that every 10 years. There's no, we can go 12. Okay, I'm not going to send somebody into a fire with expired gear. We just can't do it. So we did purchase all new fire gear for 30 firefighters at that time. In 2018 and 2019, we set out and we did that. The cost of a set of turnout gear at that time was $2,598. I got a quote just the other day. That has now went up to $4,235 per set. Okay, so in 2028, 2029, this city is going to have to buy 30 sets of turnout gear for our volunteers and for our public safety officers. Again, if we don't plan ahead, what are we going to do when that time comes up? we can't have firefighters going into a fire with expired turnout gear. So we have to look ahead. So you're looking at a total cost, if we were to buy 30 sets of turnout gear today, $127,000 and some change. So again, we're trying to plan for the future here. Along with the firefighters, our SCBA bottles, which are the tanks that we carry on our backs and allow us to breathe. We have 36 tanks right now. They were purchased in 2015. NFPA 1852 states that not only do we have to have them hydrostatically tested every 5 years, but they have to be replaced every 15 years. Okay, that's not, if you want to replace them, they shall be replaced. So you're looking at a cost, you know, back in 2015, 2016 was right around $900 a cylinder. Today, if you're looking at some upgrades, maybe a 30-year bottle, or even just replacing your 15-year bottle, you're looking at, you know, $1,600 to $2,500 a piece for a cost of $57,600 to $90,000. And again, that's today. That's not in 2030 when we actually have to replace them. I don't know what the cost will be. I can just tell you what the cost would be like today. So again, we're going to have to replace all of those in 2030. The roof in here, so the public safety building was built in 2000. So it's, you know, it's 24 years old right now. Again, when I took over in 2017, we had a major leak. We had 6 dormers on that roof. We had a major leak around one of those dormers, which caused our ceiling in the fire garage to collapse. So we had to put a Band-Aid on it, remove those dormers, and fix the drywall, and put some new shingles and sheeting up there. Well, today that roof is leaking in 3 different spots right now. I have 3 buckets up in the attic. So it's time for that roof to be replaced. Unfortunately, in the past, I haven't been able to budget any money for that. And, you know, just there's no quote yet on that, but maybe an estimate is going to be $40,000 to $50,000. I'm trying to portray these aren't things that we want right now. These are things that we need, and unfortunately, we've done our best over the years to try and put money away for the future, but it's caught up to us now, and we're not able to put money away, and that's just kind of the position we're in right now. Patrol cruisers, you can see on here we have 4 patrol cars, 1 administrative training car that we use for guys when they maybe go over to court or whatever. And we have 1 old patrol car on the fire service side that we use to tow our ice rescue trailer. In years past, again, I was trying to put money away, and so was the previous director. We were putting money away for future purchases of patrol cars. The last 2 years, due to budget shortfalls, that went away. We weren't able to put any money into that patrol car fund for the last 2 years. We're in need. 61 is our oldest car right now. It's a Ford Explorer. We held off this year again, not knowing what the budget would look like, and we're hoping next year we'll be able to buy a patrol car. But again, we don't have the funds at this point in time to do that. So again, we're trying to save some money, get back on track of saving that money that we need for patrol cars. This gives you a look at what patrol cars cost nowadays. So you're looking at our newest cars, our 2021s. We bought 2 Dodge Durangos. 1 was purchased with donations for our canine. Those costs just for the patrol car alone were $31,838. If I was to buy a new patrol car today, just for the patrol car, for a Dodge Durango, is $39,673. You may ask Fords. I know you guys were driving Fords at one time. That is true. We have 1 Ford that we use for road patrol, and we have 1 old 2016 Ford that we use on the fire side, like I said, for ice rescue. that cost has gone up considerably. When I bought the last Ford for the department was 2018. It was $31,515. If I was to buy one today, again, just a stock without the upfitting and everything, is over $44,000 just for the patrol car. So when you buy a patrol car, it doesn't just come off the lot with everything ready to go. You put the keys in and drive. You have to get what we call upfitted. So we try to use as much old equipment from our patrol cars, and when I say that is when I get a new patrol car, ahead of time I'll get hold of our upfitter and I will say, I want to be able to use this light bar, I want to be able to use the center console, I want to be able to use the radio, I want to be able to use the radars. Can you put this stuff in the new patrol car? And when he says, yeah, I can put this in there, it's a great deal, but sometimes models change, body styles change, and he says, well, no, we're going to have to get something new. So upfit is an extra cost. The last cruisers that I had upfitted, the total cost for upfitting them, again, using old equipment, was $8,270.80. And then, of course, you got to get graphics. That was $512. Again, that was back in 2021. Those costs have probably went up now. I know they went up now. The radios that we have in our patrol cars, when I did replace them, our old radios are Motorola's. They're obsolete, which means that they don't make them anymore. They don't have parts for them anymore. So I can't go out and just buy that radio. So what I was trying to do when we were buying patrol cars is I was trying to upgrade that radio too, because it doesn't make any sense for me to throw an obsolete radio in a patrol car. So I did replace some radios back in 2021. The cost was $34.42. Today they're about $3,900 for a radio. Plus you got to pay the $250 to the state to get on their system and everything. So the costs have went up. So if you're looking at, if I was to get a new cruiser today, which obviously we can't, it would be roughly with everything: buying the cruiser, getting it upfitted, getting a new radio, and getting it ready for these guys to get out on the road and patrol like they're supposed to do. It would be about $52,700. Again, we've held off for the last 2 years of buying a patrol car just because we don't have the funds. Your conducted electric weapons, aka tasers, everybody's favorite. We just purchased tasers in 2020. They're the X26Ps through Axon. At that time, they were $8,904 for 6 of them. So we don't even outfit all our officers with one. They share them. So the price was right around $9,000. Axon tasers, again, whether you agree with it or not, they have to be replaced every 5 years. After 5 years, they have no warranty. Axon will not do any liability coverage for officers if they use them beyond that 5 years. Just the whole issue of stuff, why you have to get rid of it in 5 years. They no longer make the X26P. Okay, the latest now is the Axon 10. And I can tell you, I just got a quote on that, and I was surprised. But if we were to go with 6 new Taser 10s, which is the one they make now, it's $30,480. 5 years is next year. Okay, so our tasers that we're carrying right now, again, we bought them in 2020. Next year, somehow, some way, we're going to have to buy tasers for these guys. And the quote right now is $30,480 for a taser. Body cameras. I mean, the industry standard says now that if you don't have a body camera, what are you trying to hide? I mean, you see it all the way up at the national levels. You got to have body cameras, you know. I'm not opposed to body cameras. I think they're a great tool here. I can tell you that I just bought body cameras after using low bid cameras for years and years and listening to these guys, rightfully so, saying my camera doesn't work, it fell apart. I said we're going to have to use some of our Gordon Olson funds. Gordon Olson funds, to talk to you guys a little bit about it that don't know, can't remember what year it was, but public safety received an inheritance from Gordon Olson. That's how much respect he had for our department, that when he passed away, he left us some money to buy things over and above what normal budgets would have to buy for us. So we ended up